the change makers. As a matter of fact, you are the Joshua generation. You are the one to take your community to the promised land. Wakina Musa tayari wamekwisha kuvogomea mbali katika mlima na tunawasubiri hawajarudi bado, and you were supposed to cross over the Jordan River of poverty, the Jordan River of ignorance, and get to the other side of Jericho. You must be able to reach to the promised land. Na lazima uwahamasishe pia na wenzako to get there. I'm talking about the young people. Or if you use your time very well, time is a precious resource you have. And if you use your energy very well, energy is the resource that you have. Vitu viwili vijana ambavyo wanavyo, ambavyo wakivitumia vizuri, wanaweza waka make fortune in their life. The young people, they have time, they have energy. You have time, you have energy. You don't have money. I know that. You even know you don't have money. But you have energy, you have time. If you use your time well and your energy well, chances are very high you can make money at the end of the day. Ukisha kuwa mtu wa makamo pale, una mke, una watoto, unafanya kazi na nini, miaka yako 40 utaanza kukosa muda. When you reach at that time, you'll have no time. Watoto wanakuambia baba unahitajika shuleni, unaambia mwanangu sina muda. Kwa sababu bosi atukaba koo na kuna baadhi ya mambo hujamaliza kufanya. Unaambia wanangu, I really wish I could be there and spend time with you, but I don't have time. Tafika kipindi you don't have time kabisa. Mambo yamekukaba koo. Have no time. Ukiwa mzee kabisa, you will have time, you will have money, but you will have no energy. You have no energy. Una fedha, una kila kitu, lakini unaenda mwendo wa nyoro. Kwenda mwendo mdogo sana. Unatamani ukimbie tena ufanye mambo au la, but you have no energy. So that's why every time is an ideal time for us. It's an ideal time for you, young people. But once you learn, you start reading between the lines. You start spending time with yourself to discover what is inside of you. You must take yourself to the wilderness. Lazima ujipeleke jangwani kidogo, and you spend time with yourself in the wilderness. All the great men and women you know in this world, at a certain point in time, they were in the wilderness. Jesus Christ alienda katika mlima ule akafunga siku 40 kabla hajaanza kutoka nje na kuhubiri kwa mataifa. Alikuwa yuko juu ya mlima siku 40, hali wala hali wamekaa kule juu ya mlima. He's spending time with the divine so that he can have the message and the power. Once he gets outside to the crowd, he may have something to speak, to communicate. Anaomba ujumbe, Mwenyezi Mungu jalia nisaidie ujumbe, nitoka nje huko niwe na nguvu, nikitoka nje une na hamasa. Siku 40 huko mlimani. Alafu amekisha kumaliza sasa kufunga na maombi yale, ameshajitenga na walimwengu, alafu anatoka nje pale. Alafu anaingia Galilaya, anaingia Capernaum. Tayari anakushana mijama nguvu, anawaambia watu, repent for the kingdom of God has arrived. Kwamba you guys change your thinking. The kingdom you have been waiting for is here. The kingdom has arrived. Repent, man, kwamba change your thinking. We are in the new dispensation. We are in the new reality. Open up your mind, open up your eyes. Something new has happened. Anaenda zake hivi Galilaya, na wavuvi wanavuavua hivi samaki, na Petro anawaambia, you come and follow me and I will make you a fisher of men. You are not going to become a fisherman fishing fish. You are going to be a fisherman fishing men. Come and follow me. Kwa sababu anaima nguvu, anaima hamasa, mtu anaacha neti. Anaacha neti alafu anaanza kumfuata. You need that kind of influence. You need that kind of power. Without that power, without that influence, you cannot. Lakini unaipataje hiyo nguvu? You must spend time with the divine. Naona mtu mwingine anaitwa John the Baptist. John the Baptist, unaambiwa picha linaanza kwanza hivi, anakaga msituni. Yeye hali nyama, hanywi soda, havai nguo vizuri kama sisi, yeye anavaa mkanda wa ngozi, mavazi ya ngozi ya ngamia. Amejificha huko porini msituni. Huyo ni John the Baptist. Alafu anakulaga asali tu na nzige. Hali mkate huyo mtu. Amejificha huko. Baada ya miaka 30 ndio anatoka nje sasa, ameshajua anaye ujumbe, anawaambia watu someone is coming. He was like a man shouting in the wilderness. Anawaambia watu, jamani, na yeye the same message. Repent, the kingdom of God has arrived. Alafu anawaambia watu, someone is coming more powerful than me. Mtu fulani anakuja. Atawajia huyo mtu. Mimi nawabatizeni kwa maji, lakini yeye akiwajia anawabatizeni kwa moto. You see, power. Moses the great. Moses the first century leader. Amemkimbia Firauni. Musa amemkimbia Firauni miaka yake 40. Amekimbia, anaenda zake jangwani. Jangwani anakaa miaka 40. Mbali kabisa na wanadamu. Farao anamtafuta kusudi amtoe roho yake mwenyewe. Sasa yuko kule msituni, porini, hana mtu wa kuzungumza naye. In that environment he was speaking to himself. Anajiuliza maswali, hivi nimefikaje hapa? Mimi nilikuwa katika kasri la kifalme. Na nimekuwa trained as a commander in chief. I know the etiquette of being a king, and I know how to behave before governors and kings. How have I reached here in the wilderness? Moses the great anajiuliza maswali kama hapa. Maisha yangu yote nimekulia katika kasri la kifalme. Chakula changu nakula chakula cha kifalme, mavazi yangu ya kifalme, nimepata training za kikomando, in the sophisticated kingdom. Sasa hivi niko msituni hapa. Nachunga mbuzi tu hapa. How come? Anajiuliza maswali kama haya. So in the process of meditating and asking himself questions, at a certain time anaona the bush burning. Anaona msitu unawaka hivi. Anaona kichaka kinawaka hivi. Alafu kichaka kinawaka kinamwambia Moses, put off your shoes. Kwa hiyo lazima paka uende in the wilderness, and then while you have isolated yourself from the crowd, and then ndio sasa pale you will hear the divine speaking to you. You cannot hear the divine while you're in the midst of noises. You must sometimes isolate yourself to have power, to have energy. Sasa wewe usipokuwa na hiyo nguvu utamaliza engineering yako, but you will become an ordinary person. Utamaliza procurement, utamaliza accounting, utamaliza your education, but you will become a normal person. You will have no influence in your own country. I'm speaking about the young people. Well, you must learn the principles of being influential. And to have that power with you for a long period of time possible. Kwamba nataka tukikutana 10 years from today, I'm still inspired from the within. Kama vile ndio naanza hivi, the fire. Kama vile ndio naanza hivi. Without giving up and without giving in, you must have the mechanism of refilling your soul, refilling your heart, refilling your spirit, so that you may have something to share. So that you may have something that will help you endure the race of life. Young people, you are at the center of change, the center of development. Alafu tunazungumza leadership. Leadership hii ni, if you look at the situation in Africa, you will realize there is a leadership vacuum. Kuna ombwe la uongozi. Tuna ombwe la uongozi. We have very few servant and transmissional leaders. We have politicians, we have managers, bureaucrat leaders, but we do not have servant and transmissional leaders. So there is a leadership vacuum. And this explains why, in a country like ours, in a continent like Africa, why are we still punching below the standard while we have all it takes to become a powerful country, a powerful continent? It's because we do not have the leadership it takes for us to develop. Now, if we do not have the leadership necessary for us to move forward, what do we do then without complaining to make sure that We prepare ourselves to lead. Njia pekee ya kufanya hivyo ni sisi wenyewe kujinoa na kujilea katika masuala mazima ya uongozi. Masuala mazima ya uongozi, we must create time to nurture ourselves and to ground ourselves to take over the leadership mantle. Haya sasa, uongozi wenyewe ni nini? What is leadership? Kama utasahau, uongozi kwa kifupi tu ni hamasa njema mtu ambaye anakuwa nayo kwa wale watu ambao wanamzunguka. Hamasa njema. You have good influence. And you have positive influence in your own country, in your community. When you communicate like this, people listen. When leaders speak, people listen. You may have no authority, you don't have a position of power. Wewe si mwenyekiti, wala si sekretari, wala sio diwani, wala sio mbunge, wala sio waziri. But there is a way when you communicate, people listen. There's a way you can give your opinions and you see people taking your opinions. That is leadership. And that is a blessing if you can have it. So, msiwe mnaamini, kama sisi ni vijana tusiamini kwamba uongozi lazima mtu awe na cheo, lazima mtu awe na dhamana. That's an old fashion of defining leadership. Leadership is influence. Ndio maana nikikwambia one of the greatest leaders of all the time hakuwahi hata kuwa wabunge, hakuwahi hata kuwa madiwani. Mtu mmoja anaitwa Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi hakuzaliwa anaitwa Mahatma. Amezaliwa anaitwa Karamchand Gandhi. Jina Mahatma amepewa. Mahatma inamaanisha mtu mwenye moyo mkubwa, mtu mwenye roho kubwa. A great soul. Ndio Mahatma. Walipomuona mtu yule anatembea katika namna ambayo sio ya kawaida, wakamuita mtu mwenye roho kubwa, wakamuita Mahatma. Mahatma. Mtu mwingine ambaye hakuwa diwani, hakuwa mbunge, hakuwa sekretari, hakuwa nini, anaitwa Martin Luther King Jr. Martin Luther King Jr. was a Baptist pastor. Mchungaji tu kanisani. Lakini today, if we speak about the most powerful person in the history of America concerning the black people, we are to mention Martin Luther King Jr. Because of his influence. Hawa watu wote wawili niliowasema walikuja na kitu kinaitwa the revolution of love. Mapinduzi ya upendo. Kwamba through love you can transform the world. Mahatma mwenyewe anasema in a gentle way you can shape the world. The revolution of love anasema turning the other cheek. Ndio akikupiga shavu la huku mgeuzie la huku. Ndio akikuchukulia koti lako mwachie na kanzu. Akulazimisheni mtu kwenda maili moja, nenda naye maili mbili. Maana kwamba do not resist an evil person. Avoid an evil person. Don't waste your time trying to prove that you're right before an evil person. Ndio maana yake, the revolution of love. Do unto others what you love them to do unto you. The golden principle. Watendeeni watu namna ambavyo mnataka kutendewa. Hao watu wamekuwa wakubwa kwa sababu ya hizo principle mbili. We are talking about leadership. So from today on, now you know, leadership is influence. What do you do going forward to have influence? In your community, at home, in the environment where you're born, what can you do to have influence? Unafanyaje kuwa na hiyo hamasa njema? Na nazungumzia forum, this is just a platform. I'm a believer in education. Kama watu wengine, na mimi ni muumini wa elimu. Naamini kwamba education is the most powerful tool you can use to change the world. Mimi maliza masters ya business administration. Naendelea kuandika. Ni mwandishi, coordinator wa Africa Youth Leadership Forum hapa Tanzania. You can take my number. I want to become your friend. Nataka kuchukua namba zangu zile pale 0757464870. To some of you who is your first time to be here, I would love to be your friend. And we work together in this journey of leadership. I'm using the same name on Facebook, Instagram, natumia Joramu Nkumbi, YouTube, natumia Joramu Nkumbi. I would love to become your friend. Nikutana na watu kadha wa kadha kwa sababu if you want to become the best cook, nataka kuwa mpishi mzuri, kaa pamoja na wapishi. You want to become a pilot, hang around with pilots. You want to become a good businesswoman, a good businessman, hang around with business people. They will teach something. They will teach you something. Rather, some of you want to become expert in a certain area, but you don't have people who are experts in that field, in that area. You're not serious. Now, if, for example, you want to become a diplomat, from deep within you want to become a diplomat, if that is a reality, why don't you start behaving like a diplomat now? Someone wants to become a lawyer. Kwa nini usianze kuishi as a lawyer right now? Tafuta yale mavazi maloya wanavaa. Anza kuyapigilia yale mavazi. You are a diplomat. Tafuta yale mavazi wanadiplomasia wanavaa. Anza kuvaa. Angalia kama unaweza kubadilisha kauli zako wakati unazungumza na watu. Angalia kama unaweza kubehave like a businessman, businesswoman. It is important. Something must change in your subconscious mind. Uwezi ukawa you want to become something important na wewe unaishi tu kama gulagula. Unakwenda hobela, unakaa kibu, unakaa samejambe. You cannot become a great person. Live the future now in the present. Valia hayo mavazi, go outside and meet people. Onana na watu, because it is necessary. People inspire people in this journey of living. You meet people, they tell you something you will never learn from books. You can feel the vibrations. Sometimes when you read a book, you cannot get the vibration, the vitality. But when you spend time with people, you can feel the vibration, the power, and how they walk and how they talk. It's important. Usiogope, get outside. Work on a jamini, and you are a child of God, and you are ordained for greatness. Don't feel shy. Get outside and meet people. And when you talk to them, talk like you mean it. Shake hands with them boldly. Because you are also a child of God, and you're very, very important. Na mtu mwingine akiona watu wakubwa anaona shaka, anaogopa, anasema wale ni watu fulani, mimi sistahili. Hapana. Be confident and be smart and be presentable and make a prayer in your heart to conquer your fear. It's very, very important. Our watu naona now, and I talk to them, and I can still remember exactly what I talk to them. Hata kama ni salam, I remember the word I've spoken to. And every time I look at a picture like this, I get inspired from the within. And I understand few years to come they will not be around. But I will be having their words with me. If you believe that leadership is passing the baton of influence, I am in the process of taking it over from them. In the word of the Spirit, when I talk to them, I pick something from them by force, by power. When you go to them, you say your prayer. Once I meet the person, and then you speak to that person. In the word of the Spirit, you take something from them. Galia hii picha ni kama I'm taking something from him, even without him knowing. But I'm taking something from, I'm taking the baton away from him. You must have that in your subconscious mind. You must be brave. You must be smart to take it from them. Because no one is going to give you something great on a silver platter. Hamna watu la kuletea kitu kama unavyopewa tu ua la rose. You must work for it, must go for it, work hard for it, you will have it. Hanging around with these big people, hapa ni Professor Ibrahim Lipumba na Mzee Joseph Butiko. And I'm just watching them, communicating, I'm just watching them curiously. And I watch how they open up their mouth and how they greet each other and how they love and how they express themselves, and I watch them keenly. If this is not important to you, it is important to me. That young men must learn to get outside and be exposed. Professor Isha Shiv ni mmoja wa ma-intellectuals wakubwa sana katika taifa letu. It happened, I went to the University of Dar es Salaam. Went to the University of Dar es Salaam. Najua Dar es Salaam huwa kuna sherehe za wanazuoni, wanaita intellectual festival. Na nimesema nitakuwa nahudhuria hizi sherehe for as long as I live, unless kama kuna kitu very very important kimenizuia. Lakini I usually come kwa sababu ni event ambayo the brain of the country, the intellectuals of the country, they come together and reason together. Kwa hiyo shughuli kama hizo huwa nahudhuria. Kwa hiyo Rwanda au mkutano au Manamama, I do radio programs. If you know that you have something unique, something in you, and when you share it add values to other people, then you intentionalize of visiting media houses, because it is important. Ukizani kwamba unao ujumbe, you reach out, kwa sababu through media you can reach thousands and thousands of people at the same time. Your voice can reach where you as a person cannot reach. Learn how to use media. By nature, by personality, I'm not a social media person. But I have to force myself. I am forcing myself. When I pick my phone and start to record myself, it does not come naturally to me. I force myself to do it. Si kama kitu kinakuja rahisi. No, I force myself to do it. Kwa sababu there is no way that you're going to become influential in this generation without knowing how to leverage, how to use the technology around us. Wake up in the morning and I do a video recording. I do a video recording, then I post it in the morning. After 3-4 hours, look around and I see 5,000 people have watched. Even before getting outside the place where I live, hata kabla sijatoka nje ya nyumba ninakokaa, even before getting out of my room, I record myself, and after sometimes 5,000 people have watched, have interacted with me in the morning. Is it not a miracle? This is the miracle of this generation. That I can reach out to 20,000 people. In 3 days, you have reached 20,000 people, and they are with you. They're interacting with your message. They are listening to it. You're adding value to them. Is it not a miracle in this generation? What more can we be given in this generation? This is a blessing. You must learn how to use this blessing. But you cannot give what you do not have. You must have in order to give. Lazima uwe naturally uweze kutoa high school outreaches. Through high school outreaches, nilikutana na ndugu Fred Foy. Ndugu Fred Foy went to Arusha Secondary School. Fred Foy was still a student there in Arusha Secondary School, and I found him there. So whenever you have time, learn how to use your time very well. Reach out to your fellow colleagues, because you never know the person you meet. That person will become someone in the future. So you are an intellectual person. Uko chuo kikuu. Unaweza ukachagua, today I'm going to a nearby secondary school, and I will go there. I will speak with my younger brothers and sisters. Maybe there's an orphanage center somewhere, you go there. You cannot, yes, we understand you don't have money, but you can offer something more than money. You can offer your intellectual capacity, you can offer your moral support, you can offer your advice, you can offer even the emotional company. You can give them something emotional. Because I met Elvira the same. I visited the secondary school. So this is the part of the game. And sometimes we are the wounded warriors. Wewe mwenyewe unaweza kuwa na matatizo yako. But I have seen God working miraculously. Yani wewe mwenyewe you need to be encouraged. Lakini you don't see that. You go outside to encourage others and miraculously you will see the divine supporting you. Yani wewe mwenyewe una shida zako. Mambo fulani yanakubabaisha, but you don't look at your challenges. And this is the secret of the game. But you just go there, I'm going to encourage those brothers and sisters apart. In the process of encouraging others, you are also encouraged from the other dimension. From the other dimension, kuna watu wengine wanasubiri mpaka they have money, mpaka things out, mambo yao yote mazuri, and then they start to do something meaningful. No, just begin from where you are. This is my number one inspirational state of all the time. Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with few things, or put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness. At the end of it all, I'm waiting eagerly to be received by this state. Well done, my good and faithful servant. You've been faithful with time and energy. You've been faithful with little things. Now come and share your master's happiness. This inspires me, this thing. Wake up in the morning, I do what I do. I move here and there, I do what I do. This is my number one inspirational state. Well done, my good and faithful servant. You've been faithful with few things. Come and share your master's happiness. Sometimes I feel like I'm like a man shouting in the wilderness. Shouting like a madman. Yes, like a crazy man. Because if you're crazy, you don't expect rewards, you know that. Kwa sababu tayari wewe ni mwenda wazimu. Hata ukisema vibaya tayari you are a madman. Mtu kichaa akaambiwa maneno mabaya hata mdhuru kwa sababu he's already a madman. You cannot offend a madman. There is no any place for a madman except where he is a madman. Shouting in the world. Yad Vashem. Huko Israeli kuna sehemu ambayo inaitwa Yad Vashem, ni kama bonde la uvuli wa mauti. Watoto wadogo wa maaskari huwa wanapelekwa, wanaingizwa katika hilo bonde linaitwa Yad Vashem. Wanaelezwa namna ambao wa Israeli wenzao yapata milioni 6 walichinjwa kinyama kama kuku. Watoto wale wadogo wanaingizwa Yad Vashem. Alafu wanaelezwa, wanaonyeshwa picha na majina ya ndugu zao ambao waliuawa katika vita. And once they are taken through the Yad Vashem, and a history is narrated to them, kwamba you guys, you have a moral responsibility to protect your brothers and sisters. If you don't protect your brothers and sisters, this is what will happen to you. We lost 6 million people in Germany because no one was there to protect. And then watoto wadogo wakiambiwa vile, something in them is built. Kwamba we have a moral obligation to protect our brothers, the Yad Vashem. That's why you must also have your own Yad Vashem, where you enter through that valley, and that valley reminds you, if you don't do something meaningful, you will perish. If you don't do something meaningful, something bad will happen to you. The Yad Vashem, you must have that. You take yourself through the wilderness, through the pain, through the suffering. You can also emerge in the worst case scenario. You remain there. If you are an intelligent young man, you can even take yourself through the emotional experience.